Here is what happened on the latest edition of Morning Glory.
Here we go, because we've got some breaking news coming out. Mike Gosden is in the studio.
Breaking news.
Calm down now. What have you got?
Well, my golfing mate in Perth, Dr. Percy Frogmorton, was telling me last Wednesday about a patient named Negley Tarbox.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Mr. Tarbox was in the south of Western Australia doing a spot of kangaroo shooting, Barry.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. We shoot our national emblem, but then they eat it. Unbelievable. Well, he's got to ruin his sights, and he trips over and the gun discharges and was shot him in the groin.
Really? Oh, yeah. Nasty.
Well, he wakes up a few hours later. He's in the Royal Perth Hospital, and Dr. Percy says, look, I've got some good news and bad news. The good news is you'll be okay, and the damage is local, very little internal damage, and we've removed all the pellets. And Negley said, well, what's the bad news? He said, well, some of the damage was fairly extensive. It was done by the pellets to your penis. It's got a few holes in it, so I'm referring you to my sister.
Yeah.
And Negley says, is she a plastic surgeon? And Dr. Percy says, not exactly. She's a piccolo player with the Western Australian Symphony Orchestra, and she's going to show you how to hold it. So, good news for Negley Tarbox.
Oh, dear. That puts a whole new meaning to playing the pink oboe.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you recall the TV show Thunderbirds, Barry?
Absolutely. I was a big fan. Massive. Thunderbird 5 was my favourite.
Who was the scientific genius in it?
Brains.
Correct. Now, if the actress Claudia Schiffer married him and retained her surname, would she be known as Claudia Schifferbrains?
Schifferbrains. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a lady in England called Isla St. Clair, I think her name was. But if she'd married Barry White, she'd have been Isla White. And if she divorced him and married Brian Ferry, she'd be an Isle of Wight Ferry.
Oh.
So,
who started all this off? I think a bloke about my size.
There you go. Now, unusual song title. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I want a beer as cold as my ex-wife's heart.
I want a beer. Another country. These are all country songs. They've got to be.
They're lovely.
I want a beer as cold as my ex-wife's heart. Yes, I can imagine that one.
Live on 96 FM Morning Glory.